difficulties when we started this stream. Everything went fine. Nothing went wrong. Hi, everybody. Hello. Welcome to Jacob and Alexander. Do you prefer Alexander or Alex or just Alex? Yeah.
I prefer Alexander. My spouse is named Alex. It
Oh.
helps us keep things
fair.
organized.
Alex and Alexander. Yeah. That's very cool.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Alex,
so
we don't hear the end of it ever.
yeah, good.
No. Or should you?
Nor should you. Exactly.
This is the price of true love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so just letting you know that for a moment you will be frozen on stream because whenever I switch windows, it freezes everybody on stream for literally no reason. But I'm just typing something in the chat and then I'll bring you back and you will be not frozen anymore.
So we should do a pose.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, you're already frozen, so I'm gonna.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah. But yeah, okay, I'll do a proper intro as well. Hello, everybody. We are here at the High Night stream with Jacob and Alexander, the folks from Wrong Station, a really, really cool anthology horror series set here in Canada. Set here in Canada? Just made here in Canada. I don't know if everything's set.
Yeah, often set.
Often set in Canada.
It's an anthology, so, sometimes it's Canada, sometimes it's, 10,000 BC, sometimes it's a million years in the future.
But it's always in Ontario.
Yeah.
But it's always
in Ontario. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's the that's the secret place. That's a Twilight Zone, Ontario.
Yeah.
Twilight Zone.
Sometimes
Ontario.
it's just 30 minutes of nothing happening in Ontario 2 billion years ago. There's no life on the planet yet. It's just a dead sea, but it's here.
Hell yeah.
It's CanCon.
And it's CanCon 2 billion years ago.
Yeah. We went in for some grants this year and we were like, yeah, it takes place in Canada 2 billion years ago.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, you got us on the technicality.
CanCon.
I mean, we haven't gotten the grant, but
No, certainly not.
Theoretically, we got them on the technicality.
But yeah, so yeah, tell everyone what you're about, like what Wrong Station's about, what you both do. While I go get my phone. Be right back. I should have done this earlier.
Yeah, sure. So Wrong Station is an anthology horror and weird fiction podcast. I guess the original elevator pitch of it was that it was based on old-timey, 1950s radio dramas. Think like Quiet Please or The Twilight Zone before it went to TV. I'd say we abandoned that conceit a little bit after 1 or 2 seasons, and now it's just anthology short fiction. The first 2 seasons we were really consistent about having, a first-person narrator voice. Now it's a little more loosey-goosey. And I'd say we've also gone from being a strictly horror podcast to more under the umbrella of what I would call weird fiction. So we play in a lot of different genre spaces. One episode will be, gothic horror. One episode will be science fiction. One episode will be dark fantasy. One episode will be, we had a mech anime episode last season.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever creative space we want to play in, we just sort of throw ourselves into. And then after the first draft, Jacob will tell me this isn't scary enough, and then we'll find ways to make it scarier afterward. But so that at least we're notionally horror. Yeah.
It is still a horror podcast.
Mm-hmm.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
And is there anything you want
and
to
this
add?
is our 10th season.
It's your 10th season,
This is our 10th season, and we're in the middle of doing 31 episodes in 31 days this October.
I was gonna say, like, you all are doing a lot. You're doing a lot this month.
Yeah, I wish I could say that explains like the dark circles under our eyes, but those are always there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get dark circles for sleeping well, so what can you do?
That's
I'm
not
like,
fair.
I am supposed to get them when I'm not sleeping well, but no, it's just how I am when I'm healthy, for some reason. But yeah, I'm just inviting people over. But yeah. So we'll just wait for some questions in the chat. But also, I brought these lovely people here because we are raising money for the Hainai Horror comic, which is part of the Pinoy Monster Horror Anthology, which is linked in the chat or, seen there up above. If you want, I'll show you the pages later. But for now, we just want to have a little fun doodle. And if you saw the magma link that I linked you both, you can doodle with me. But also I can just draw for you if you want, whatever you want to do. Either way, it's always a fun time.
There we go. Fit to screen. I dug out for this. I dug out my ancient Wacom
Ooh,
Tuas
hell yeah.
CTH 480, and I cannot believe it still
Ooh.
works.
Oh my god. It's an ancient
Yeah,
it's an
it's
ancient
working.
beast.
Yeah, it's
Hold
like,
on, hold on.
yeah,
Where's this
like
link?
Ron.
Where's the what?
Sorry, where's the link?
Oh, I realized I linked it earlier without you. No, I'm keeping you out. I'm keeping you out. You're not welcome
That's
here.
okay. I can draw pictures on post-it notes and just sort of like
Yeah,
hold them up to the camera.
that would be really
This,
that would be a really
this.
fun bit, but I will actually bring you in because it feels very rude not to. Here you go. That would be a good bit though.
Right. I mean, this is a good bit. Okay.
Now, I also have like a little drawing tablet, but I don't have enough outlets on my computer for
Oh
both the
yeah.
microphone and the tablet.
Oh my
So
god.
I
Don't be a
might just
coward. Unplug your mic.
Yeah.
Unplug your microphone.
Yeah, don't be a coward.
Ruin all of the
Mine does
inputs.
not. So it's working, but it's not. It doesn't want to draw.
Oh
It doesn't
my.
wanna draw.
Do you have
We're
like
gonna find out.
a check the color and check the everything. So that's me.
Yeah, I'm gonna use red.
There you go.
Doesn't want to. It's okay. I'm gonna figure this out. This is part of the experience tonight. Is gonna be me making this probably 15-year-old piece of technology work with modern computers.
I trust it'll happen.
Yeah, we're doing a caveman meeting. I don't know, a guy from the 60s.
As Twilight, that's very Twilight Zone-y. Speaking of
Exactly.
which, your inspiration with the Twilight Zone and like, I mean, it's written on your bios and stuff, or like your podcast info. But can I ask like what other inspirations you both had, like when or you both have when writing the series or the anthology?
Jacob, you want to go first?
Yeah. I mean, like, I think the big ones that we have, like, yes, they're Twilight Zone. Like, Twilight Zone is a big part of it, but before the Twilight Zone was released in the 50s, there were these radio dramas on, back when, like, there were these like really major affiliates, like CBS would have stuff and other things like that. So we had like Quiet Please, Lights Out is a big one. Alfred Hitchcock had one, and these were major shows that were really important in the history of horror, even though they're mostly forgotten today. And those are actually the shows that inspired the Twilight Zone. People sort of think of the Twilight Zone as being kind of like the start of that type of storytelling, but in reality there was a lot of it going on in the 40s and 50s.
Mm-hmm.
So we took a lot of inspiration from that. I mean, I remember when did you and Anthony first hear that kind of radio show? Do you remember?
I think probably around 2015. I think you were the one who put me onto it. You'd found a bunch of old recordings of Quiet Please from the time period, which are the sound quality is terrible. There's only a couple of them that are actually listenable, but the bad sound quality kind of lends to the atmosphere of them.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it
probably
was
2015.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Which would only have been like a year and a half maybe before you actually started making the show, which you started without me initially.
Yeah, it started. We started out because Anthony, the third member of our team, who we were like, Anthony, do you want to be on this live stream? He's like, I don't know what that is, and also I have so much to do for this month. But he's a voice actor, so he had been recording a bunch of public domain horror stories for YouTube just as sort of a portfolio piece.
Oh wow!
And then, Jacob and I at the time were working on a comedy TV show. We were in between seasons. I was so burned out I couldn't write a joke to save my life. And so I saw Anthony was doing this and I thought, I've never written a horror story before. That seems like the opposite of comedy. I would really love to try that. And it's sort of like, well, we're going to be hanging around once a week drinking beer anyway, so we might as well get something to show for it at the end of the month.
Mm-hmm.
So I started writing a couple of scripts and he started recording them, and we thought it was sort of a one-off, and then Jacob was like, oh, these are actually good. Can we do more of these? And then we did in the first season where Jacob joined, we went from doing 11 episodes to doing, what was it, like 27 episodes?
Oh wow!
I think it was 26. which was
which
we
then
decided
rolled
we
right
would be
into
on
the next season as well.
Yeah, we were like, let's be on the air for the full year. And the thing is, if you say you're going to be on the air for the full year, what you actually end up being on the air for is a year and whatever the next season is, because you just kind of run right into, oh, I made a mark.
Yay! Finally doing it.
How did that happen? Yeah, but once you, if you do a full year, if you're like, let's be on the air the full year, then you just end up rolling into the next season. So we did basically 2 whole years on the air straight.
Yep.
Or a year and 8 months on the air straight. It was like 50 episodes straight or something.
Mm-hmm.
No, not 50. Like 45 episodes straight through.
Just to let you know, the eraser is right below the brush.
I know, but it's tiny.
Oh, you can change the size on the right side there. The size.
There it is.
Thingy.
I need the world's biggest eraser.
Yes, exactly. I don't know why they make it that tiny. Anyway, sorry, go on. I did not mean to interrupt you. I didn't want you to struggle.
I was just saying that if you decide that you want to be in the air all year round, make sure that you have a release schedule that allows you to take a break.
Yeah.
We did not take a break, and that was silly, but I mean, it was also an opportunity to just like really enjoy what we were doing, huh?
Mm.
Oh yeah. I mean, Monty, I'm sure you're familiar with that. I feel like you have a crazy production schedule for High Nine.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, like we used to be like every week, and then every 2 weeks, and every month, and then back to every 2 weeks, and then now we're weekly again. Although I am on a break right now, which it is crazy. I'll probably scale back because I got a job finally. The reason I could do this was because I was unemployed for 2 years, so that was like my job was just making High Nine every week. But yeah, it was like, it's kind of crazy though, because I do prefer the weekly. As far as like I like it, but you know, it's not realistic if you have other responsibilities. So it is just like, now that I do have other responsibilities, the weekly is probably going to scale back a little bit, if not a lot. But I honestly do enjoy it though. You know, like it's weirdly satisfying to be able to just keep going, especially because I like making Hainai, so it's just fun to do, you know. But yeah,
after how many years have you been going weekly?
Not this year actually. This year's when we went back to weekly. Before it was bi-weekly.
Okay.
And then
it's still a crazy production schedule.
Kinda, yeah. Like it was like twice a month, and then we were able to we took a break, and we decided we could probably do a weekly schedule after we had a bit of preparation, and it's been really fun. And we also like cheated a little bit because we found a way to we were like thinking, oh, we'll do 3 episodes a month, and then the 4th episode we found a way to make it make an unscripted 4th episode. So technically it's 3 main episodes and then 1 just unscripted sort of like review, or like, you know, like looking back at some episodes and stuff, so we can have like a big discussion. So technically I have a weekly schedule, but also technically we have like 3 episodes a month for real.
That's still so much to do.
Oh yeah,
that's a lot.
Sorry, I'm switching into interviewing you now because
that's
want to
fine.
know how you make this show. Like, how do you keep the juice up with one particular project that's a unified story, a unified universe? Like, I find that doing our show, which is an anthology, I get kind of burned out on something. I can just throw myself into something completely different and trust that, you know, my writing partners will be able to massage it into something that feels like it belongs. But how do you keep the juice up with just one sort of ongoing serialized project?
That's kind of a trick as well. I don't stick, like, I allow myself to have some times where it's just like kind of anthology-esque, because it started as an anthology style, but we do have a plot. But obviously kind of writing the same thing for years and years gets a little boring. So we have this excuse of like, even though it is a plot heavy story, I don't have to advance the plot like I do have to advance the plot, but I can just make it like a little bit at the end, You know what I mean? Like I can make
Mhm.
one scene where the plot advances, but
You're
the
writing
rest of it,
these one-off short stories, and
Yeah.
then having a tag at the end that attaches it to the
yeah.
to
And
the
I
main
can
arc.
find every excuse to like so whenever I think of an idea, like a horror idea, because the way that the world works is that they're like these cursed objects, and then there are these evil people, and so they're like the function of the horror. Like the cursed objects kill people so that the evil guys can have immortality. You know, the typical stuff.
Mhm.
But that does mean that
Mhm.
I've given myself freedom to kind of basically the only rule that I have to follow is that there has to be a cursed object somewhere, and you don't even have
Okay.
to have it like. And in the stories, the person who is victimized by the cursed object doesn't even have to know that there's a cursed object. You know, that's kind of just the meta framing of the world. But they could just go through a horrifying thing and die and never know that something was around them. You know what I mean? So I can do anything I want with like, insofar as like, I mean, most of them takes place in Toronto or Ontario in general. But I allow myself to kind of
Billion
play
years
in the
ago.
world. Yeah, a billion years ago. And I allow myself to kind of play in the world in that way. So if I want to do something unique, I can just do it. And also, but every episode I still go back to the main characters a little bit, and kind of advance the relationship and their story and stuff, so that people, you know, still have a reason, like people who are engaged with the plot still have a reason to tune in. But also it is fun to just sort of get creative and like have a different sort of story and like a different framing device. My most recent framing device that I'm very happy with is that I can write about sort of, you know how like the Cthulhu like the old ones or whatever they're called exist. I also made my
Cthulhu, friend of
own.
the show.
What's that?
Sorry, it was a dumb joke. I said Cthulhu, yeah, friend of the show.
Friend of the show, Cthulhu. Yes, and his whole deal. But I also made sort of my own, and now not only do I have the, you know, I have like 3 framing devices. It's 1, person encountered one of the evil people. 2, person encountered one of the cursed objects. Or 3, person encountered one of these horrifying old gods. So I get to play with like, as far as like supernatural horror, I can play with all of those framing devices whenever I want, and have it be like part of the main story.
When did you discover that you needed to have these different framing devices?
It kind of like,
And
you know,
like when you sit down, do you sort of, when you're kind of sitting down to plan episodes, do you go, okay, this week is framing device A, this week is B, this week is C, and then you rotate them through like that? Or is it just sort of wherever the inspiration goes, you go?
Yeah, wherever the inspiration goes. So obviously I have like an outline of things that need to happen to progress the story, so that'll definitely happen, but in a smaller scene. Sometimes if I want it to be like a big thing, then the entire episode's about progressing the plot. But if I want to like have the freedom and like write some short stories, I write the short story as either thematically relevant to the plot or just literally relevant to the plot, you know, depending on like, I will write a story about a character who is now appearing because they are relevant to the plot now. Or I will write a story about like something where it's thematically relevant because we're talking about like obsession and love, and that's what's happening in the main plot. So I can write a fun little side story where even if it's not part of, you know, even if it's not advancing the plot, it puts you in the mind of where you need to be for the plot bits. So it all like kind of ties together. But yeah, I don't really like decide what the framing device is at first. I decide it once I decide what I want to write, and I'll be like, okay, how do I make this fit into the universe? And funnily enough, I think what helps me with that is my fan fiction background.
Okay.
So I have an extensive fan fiction background, and in fanfic, you can write whatever the hell you want, but you have to fit it within the universe, right?
Okay.
So I can make I can make connections, all the connections I want to the Haina universe in like almost fan fiction writing style. It's like, it doesn't matter how.
So you're just writing fan fiction for your own work now.
Kind of, yeah, exactly. But it has to, you know, it has
Brackets
to
complementary.
Yeah, it has to advance the story. But like, yeah, exactly. That's kind of like just how it goes for for a lot of the episodes when I don't want to, you know, when I'm feeling a little stagnant and I want to like do a different sort of storytelling. That's what I do. I
Right.
do a fun
You write
little.
fan fiction.
I write fan fiction, exactly. Or if I get like, basically, if I have an idea and I don't like, and I find a way to fit it into the main story, while still, sort of knowing what I want to do for the main plot, essentially.
That's interesting that you say fan fiction, because I guess that's, again, like a very sort of serialized thing where you're sort of writing in, I guess, usually the same like units of words on a page that would be a podcast episode.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
thinking that your show reminded me of comics.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, because you're doing this comic thing, like, oh, this, like, the inspiration of the show must be really strongly coming from the world of comics,
Mm-hmm.
with that sort of like serialized story thing. But I guess the way that fan fiction works, the way that fan fiction is produced, is sort of similar to that,
Yeah, yeah.
or to the way that like a 19th century novel is written.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, it's chapter by chapter, right? Like, same with comics.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you kind of have to release it by chapter, especially like manga and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But like, yeah, so with comics you have to release it by issue. With fanfics you have to release it by chapter, and with an audio drama you have to release it by episode. So it all like kind of ties together. It's like a bit of short form that follows a long form. So the same mindset kind of comes together. You are technically producing it individually, but with a longer, with a larger thing at play. And whether you decide it's an anthology style where they don't necessarily have to connect together except thematically, or it'll be like a plot. But again, you can still have fun with each chapter where something different will happen that will enrich the story, but the entire episode doesn't have to advance the plot so quickly, especially if you're looking to write something way longer. Like, I'm on episode that we just finished. We posted episode 69 a couple weeks ago, and we're still not done. We still intend to keep going, so that's kind of like, because I enjoy writing the show and I want to give it the time and of writing it deserves. And also it's been kind of exciting because the past few episodes we have sort of built a polyamorous relationship that people have been waiting for ages. So it's fine. Like, the wait was long and it finally happened, and everyone's kind of, that's kind of the big reward of waiting it out a bit.
But a
Is that
relationship in our series?
What's that?
Was that Cockroach God episode where everybody, you could have like a triad, or
everyone falls in love with the cockroach god?
Oh, hell yeah.
That's true. That's his whole thing.
I played a cockroach in an episode of an audio drama recently, and everyone fell in love with my character too. I kid.
What was your cockroach voice?
My cockroach voice. Yeah, my cockroach voice is like, "Hello, hello," or something like that. Wait,
I guess there's two directions you could go with a cockroach voice. You could go like really.
Yeah,
really.
I would go a little bit more like this.
Yeah,
I would do something like this.
I was more like, no.
I think it depends on.
Oh, sorry.
I think it depends on the type of cockroach too. Like, if you're one of the sort of nice brown wood cockroaches that are in all of Toronto's restaurants, then that might be maybe like a little more peppy, a little more perky. But then if you're like one of the black Asian cockroaches that you get when you live above a Thai restaurant, like I used to, I feel like those have more of like a gravelly baritone thing going on.
Well, that's what I grew up with, and I think that like the way that they chitter, they're going to be very hard on the ears. That's why I was like, "Oh, like I'm a witch, and I chitter like this," and then I just like,
oh yeah, they do chitter.
Yeah, so that's
maybe,
why.
Maybe those are the ones that have this sort of like
they have like
harsh, raspy thing.
They make the icky
the brown
sounds.
Cockroaches are just like,
those are
guys,
the baritones. Yeah, they're like,
I'm contaminating your food.
Yeah, they're just they're just here to hang out. But yeah,
I picture
layers and stuff.
Like a Fraser Crane direction.
If you want a new layer, shift N. But also, sorry, go on. You said Fraser Crane?
Now Jacob.
Yeah, I think you can play
here.
against type. You can get the cockroach.
What's the deal?
Meta game.
What's the
and making
deal
him a
with these
little more,
cockroaches?
making him a little more, like he's got class. He's a professional. He's or she,
Yeah.
just yes,
Yeah,
I am.
Jacob. Jeez.
I mean, yeah, you know what I'm saying. I just there's directions you can go in. The cockroach is it's a many layered beast, much
Many-legged
like
beast.
many legged beast. Right.
Yeah. But yeah. Oh, like for an example of like, staying within the world but still having fun. Recently, I had an episode where there was just like a creature called Mr. Slimy Smiley, and just straight up like a silly ass, but also terrifying creature that is just a weirdly sticky guy who's always smiling at you and always like present in your home and getting closer and closer to you. Because they're playing
That's
a
about me.
game. Yeah, exactly. Weirdly sticky guy. And it was sort of like a little twist, because the whole concept was that this because the concept in Hainai is that if you start seeing, like nightmares very clearly, that means that there is a cursed object that is nearby and it will slowly kill you using your nightmares. So, even if this person was having nightmares about Mr. Slimy Smiley for years, if he starts getting a bit too real, that means that like they are slowly
Oh.
being digested by the magic. So, which is a bad sign. But the twist was that as they were being slowly digested by the horrors, this guy just rocks up and beheads this slimy guy and then leaves. And then the person's like, what the fuck? Like what? Wait a minute.
I mean, simple solutions to complicated problems.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They kind of just like, oh well, and that was the big twist of the story, because the audience had already heard that 1,000 times before, right? Like they know that this is what happens when somebody's about to die. They know that they either survive or they don't. That's whatever. But they've never had a guy just straight up like murder a nightmare creature and be with a knife and just like cut his head off, and they're like, huh?
Wait, we could have been doing that the whole time.
Yeah, he just like could have just killed
We
them.
could have just been solving our problems with violence. What have we been doing for the last
Exactly.
4 seasons?
And the big twist, like not the twist, but like the big secret is that like, wait, who is he? Like, wait, who's that guy?
Yeah.
Who's that guy who can just like kill nightmare things with a knife? Like what's he up to?
Is he someone special, or is he just someone with like a real like can-do attitude?
Oh, he's special.
Yeah, is he-
Is he magic, or is he just a grind set guy?
Yeah, a little bit of both. Is he just a normal guy?
I wake up at 6 a.m, stab a demon, and I go on a 3-mile run.
He's very
And only then
religious.
do I have
I'll tell you that.
Oh, he's religious.
He's an extremely religious person, and
He
God
uses
told
the
him
power
to
of
go.
Catholicism.
Yeah, and God told him to go kill this nightmare demon, and he did. But his God is different. His God sure is.
Oh, I just figured out how to change colors, guys.
Yay!
Game
Congrats.
change.
He's unlocked.
Congratulations.
Just like in Smash when you unlock a new character.
Oh, you mentioned you were getting a grant, right? Or you were trying to get a grant.
No. We definitely don't know whether or not we're getting a grant.
Oh, I mean, you're applying for a
We
grant.
would like. We
applied for a Big Juicy Canada Council grant this year.
Ooh.
And we should know this month whether we got it.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
If only.
Yeah, we got the email in like August being like, congratulations, your grant is being assessed. You should know
Congratulations.
by the end of September whether you've gotten it. And we were like, oh, that's great. Our season begins in October, so that's perfect timing. And then we got an email at the end of September being like, hey, so you remember how we said you would know by now? That was for better people than you. You'll find out when you find out.
No. You're missing a step that's very important to this thing, which is that we got an email saying you will know within the next 10 days. And then we got another email like 3 days later that was like, hey, remember when we told you would know in the next 10 days? It's actually going to be at the end of October, and we got this.
It's going to be the next 100 days.
Damn.
Yeah, it's going to be the next like 45 days.
Damn.
So we're still waiting.
R.I.P.
He's got a little rosy cheeks.
Why have you killed King Duck? That's so upsetting.
I killed King Duck because
Jacob has
no kings.
No
Sorry.
kidding. So true.
It couldn't have been me because I didn't know how to use color back then.
I also didn't kill King Duck fully. It's just a layer on top of him. It's a transparency, Alexander.
I see.
I mean, you can't. I could change it though. Do not listen. I see a king, I kill a king. That's just that's how it is.
Tough.
That's how I was raised. Yeah. I don't care that we're a Commonwealth country.
If I saw Prince Charles, I can't say I'd do anything differently.
Exactly.
Let me just.
I like this guy though, Rosie. That's nice.
My grandmother liked the monarchy, and after the coronation, I kept calling him Prince Charles, and she would go, "King Charles, darling, King Charles." I'd be like, "He's no king," and she couldn't argue with that. You just
argue
that. You can't argue
he's no king.
He's no king. Look at him.
Not.
No, nobody wanted him.
It's hard to look
Nobody
at a guy
likes
like
him.
that.
Yeah, it's hard to look at a guy like that. I can't even look at him.
You can't be looking at guys like that.
Yeah.
Life's too short.
Life's too short.
Like, as soon as they were like, yeah, we're going to change the money, I was just like,
this is ridiculous.
We're going to change the money.
We're going to change the money?
Ew.
Why would we do that? That's crazy.
Ew. Why would we do that?
Exactly. Why would we ever change
the old lady?
I like this. I like what we got going on this side over here.
I like this little.
Yours is pretty. Ours is. Ours is I don't know what.
It's art. It's art. It's challenging.
Yeah. We're over here on that Basquiat shit.
Yeah. Keith Haring. You mean
Keith
the
Haring.
dancing guy?
Yeah. Did you see the Keith Haring exhibition that was here like last year? Or was it 2 years? I don't know when it was.
I should have.
Ages ago.
Hold on.
It was in the AGO.
I did not see that. Look at them.
There we go. It's a little Keith Haring. There it is.
It's so beautiful. Represents everything.
They were all self-portraits when he did Keith Haring. He actually looked like that.
Yes, I remember.
I thought for sure that was an interesting art fact that you were sharing with us.
Yeah. One of the things
I thought
when we
when we were working on it was like a very expressive thing. No, you were just bullshitting.
when we worked at the Beaverton when we were doing the TV show.
Ooh.
This became I think this kind of became my calling card. That
Keith Haring jokes.
I would say something like really deadpan. That
another week, another fucking Keith Haring joke from Jacob.
Can't stop writing them.
Yeah,
but I would make I would make a statement that was, I think that sounded 70% serious, and it would take about 4 seconds for someone to laugh. Do you remember this? Is this just a memory that I have?
Hey, I don't remember most things. I live in the eternal bliss of the present moment.
Oh, your present moment is blissful. That's how nice.
How nice.
That must be so nice for you.
How could it not be when I'm creating great art with two wonderful colleagues?
Yeah.
Using the pixel pencil.
And just being completely shown up moment by moment.
Listen, I've been doing this the whole time.
I've
been doing this all week.
Here on the right hand of the. Oh, that is a pretty good Keith Haring. It's the little expressive lines.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's his big thing. He liked to show that his guys were giggling.
Here, let's do our host a little favor here. with some little
Oh,
expressive
there we
lines.
go.
Oh, what are we doing?
There we
Let me
go.
get in.
What are we
There we
doing?
go.
Let me get in there. Let me get in there.
Little lesson in art for you there, Matzi. You gotta have
Yes.
little lines.
Oh,
Oh,
true. We
It's
do need
we
little
we
lines.
go to the homes. This is the Homestar Runner School of art. I don't know if you ever watched that when you were younger. Look at all his majesty. You know,
It's so beautiful.
Trogdor.
It works too.
Yeah, right. Look at that. We picked the right colors and everything. Let's see, you might not. I don't think you know this about me. I mean, I barely think Alexander knows this about me. But I just started school again.
Oh, wonderful.
And I'm in school to become an expressive arts therapist. So this is kind of a fun. One of the areas in which I'm very like not confident is going to be like art, visual art as a part of that. So this is a fun experiment for me to like just sort of be like, okay, so let's try and make art in a public environment and not feel bad about it.
That's kind of awesome, honestly. That's really cool. There were so many times I wanted
Yeah,
to go
it's a
back
lot
to
of fun.
school, but I was like, I can't. I'm like, I don't have the money or the wherewithal to like, which I should eventually. But for now, it's like,
I definitely don't have the money.
Fair enough.
I
Fair enough.
definitely don't have that.
Yeah.
But it's been really good. I started in mid-September.
That's
Was
awesome.
when I first.
That's so cool.
So it's
I was
yeah,
like,
it's
what do I
been
need? What do
good
I
so
need to do
far.
to do this? Well, let me do citizenship first. Then I'll maybe go back to school. And yeah, that I'm just basically waiting on updates on citizenship. So that's pretty much it. It's like,
Oh, how's that process been?
I'm just waiting because like it's I finally submitted it in July, and they were like, oh, here, review this information about Canada and history and government. I'm like, okay, cool. And I was like, when am I gonna have my test? And they're like, we'll find out. I'm like, okay. So I'm waiting until they give me a deadline so that I can actually like study properly. In the meantime, it's just like, okay, I'm gonna give it a skim, and then I'll just like, you haven't given me a date yet, so I'll study when I do.
Does Canada allow you to keep your current citizenships?
Yes, thankfully. I will be dual citizen,
That's
which is
good.
really nice because it'll fix a lot. It'll just be nice. I do want to like keep my both citizenships. Dual
Yeah,
citizenship.
I have Portuguese citizenship through my dad. Who was like, it's funny, like some countries they really want to keep you as citizens.
Yeah.
Or they want like more people. So at that time, the time that I got my citizenship, Portugal had like a very lax thing. Like my dad like left Portugal when he was like 5. And I was still able to get citizenship through him because he was born there.
Okay.
And I don't know if that's true anymore.
It always changes,
very
doesn't
glad
it?
that
Also,
yeah, but it is nice to have some form of EU citizenship right now.
yeah, that's awesome.
Just in case.
Just in case, yeah, true.
Just in case. You never know.
Ooh, somebody's in the chat.
The-
I like rocks. I like a lot. Hello, all art is beautiful and good. Love to see all of it. Welcome, I like rocks. Thank you so much.
that is true.
Hell yeah.
Thank God someone's saying it.
Yeah. I also like rocks. Where are my rocks? I have some rocks.
Yeah,
You wanna
also
see a cool
that.
rock?
Some good rocks.
Yeah. Welcome
One
to the
sec, I'll show you a cool rock.
Oh, cool rock. Let's see it.
I don't think I have any cool rocks in this room.
Although your
God,
webcam's a bit like blurry, so I don't know if we'll see the details
is
of
it?
the cool rock. No, I mean
Yeah.
Jacob.
Oh, that. Oh.
I have some cool rocks.
Yeah, show us.
All right. Oh. So this.
Oh.
It just looks like a rock. It just looks like.
No, well, you're about to find out why it's cool. Sometimes
Okay.
things need to be explained, Mr. Storyteller.
Yeah, it's also like the webcam
this
quality is
is-
a bit low, so, and I don't know why.
Okay, that's a really good point. It is bad. I need to get a new webcam.
What you can do is
I did not see.
take a picture,
What's
put it in the
so
chat,
low?
and then take a
Right.
picture, put it in the chat, and I will copy paste it onto the canvas so everybody can see it. To show us the magic
Okay,
rock.
I'll send it via. I'll send you a rock. It's not magic.
It's magic.
Okay, listen. The problem is that we just made a bunch of jokes about how it's like not a special rock, and I'm like, no, it is special. It is. And then I'm gonna send you this picture, and you're gonna be like, that's not a special rock.
It's a special rock. I'm already convinced. Nothing will
You're gonna
convince me
find out why
otherwise.
it's.
Also,
So I will tell you why this rock is special.
show me.
Okay. I'm sending this via Discord.
Yes. I will look at it right now.
Okay. But in the meantime, I will tell you a little bit about this rock.
Yes.
Sending it here. So, a couple weeks ago, there you go. Send you two, actually. I have a second rock.
Oh, that's cool. That is a special rock. What are you talking about?
Well, it's just a rock. I get it. It is just a rock.
It's
There's
a
a vein
cool
of quartz
rock.
on it. I like that. Thank you. Rocks. Thank you. I like rocks for saying that you like this rock. So the reason that this rock is relevant, though, is that when I on the subject of like writing things and you know what inspires us and all that, when I probably like season 5 of Wrong Station, I wrote a story called Cape Spear. So I mentioned that my dad, when he was 5, he moved from Portugal and moved to Canada, but where he moved was actually Wabush, Labrador. And if you are not from Canada, you won't know where that is. And even if you're far from Canada, you probably don't know where that is. But then he ended up also in St. John's. And St. John's is a really interesting place because it's like essentially like you're 20 minutes driving away from the most eastern point in all of North America, which is Cape Spear. And when I used to go visit my grandparents there, you know, it's just a very unusual place. It's just not. It doesn't feel like Canada. It feels unique and strange. So we would go to Cape Spear on occasion. The last time I went there, I went to Cape Spear, and I was just kind of like awestruck because you just look out and all you see is ocean. That's it. It's just all this blue, and then just waves coming up on shore. There's so much wind because there's nothing blocking the wind, and it feels very much like you're kind of at the end of the world. There's so much wind that there's like sheer force from the wind. The wind can get so hot, so fast, and so gusty that like things don't grow above like a few feet tall.
Wow.
So you end up with a lot of like sheared off, like you'll literally walk around Cape Spear and you'll see trees growing along the ground, because they can't grow tall, so they grow wide. And they look like moss or something. But then you look closer and you see like, oh wait, this has like roots and it has a trunk. So there's Cape Spear, and then if you drive 2 hours south, there's a place called Mistaken Point, and Mistaken Point is where this rock is from. Mistaken Point.
Okay, that is actually interesting to me now.
Yeah, they're the oldest fossils in the world are located at Mistaken Point. And my partner and I, when we went for my cousin's wedding, we set aside a day to do like a day trip down to Mistaken Point. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The fossils there are 560 million years old. So, you know, 10 times older than the like earliest dinosaur fossils.
Oh my god.
They're crazy, and they scientists think that all these fossils represent, you know, branches of life that no longer exist. Like they didn't evolve into anything. These were all evolutionary dead ends. So we were down there, and I just like picked up a rock off the side. I wrote a story about Mistaken Point as well, called Mistaken Point and Cape Spear, called Cape Spear. So this was the first time I'd ever actually visited this place. So it was like a very special, very weird, I don't know, place to be. It was kind of astonishing. You know what? Let me see if I might even have.
That's cool as hell.
A photo of,
genuinely.
Yeah, let me see if I can find you a photo of the. Yeah, it was a 2-hour drive to get there, and then an hour hike to get to like where the rocks are. What's incredible about Mistaken Point is that the fossils are still in the rocks, so you walk on the rocks to look at the fossils. Like you have to, in order to see them. Here, I have a few really good pictures of them. These are actually my partner's pictures. But you can see, here, I'll send you this one. And I'll send you...
Yeah, I'm just putting them on stream for people to see.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. That's what I was thinking. So you can kind of see what this place looked like. There you go, sent them to you via Discord. But they make you take off your shoes so that you can walk on the rocks. Um, but it was like, and it's insane. Like Canada is just so weird because this is a this is like a heritage site. Like literally, this doesn't exist anywhere else in the world. This is an incredible place to go visit. It takes a long time to get there, and there were like 10 people on the tour, and it cost $20 to visit this like UNESCO World Heritage like oldest fossils in the world site. So you can see that those are my feet wearing socks. You can see how densely packed the fossils are if you zoom in on that photo. Like it's if you see there's
oh my
right,
god,
you know what?
yeah. Oh my god.
I'll show you something. Okay,
I can see you can see the fossils, yeah. There you go.
So this one here. Oh wait, can I? Which layer are we in?
That is so cool. Oh, top layer. So make a new one and then drag it all the way to the top.
Yeah,
so
I'll make a new layer and then go on top.
Yeah, drag it all the way to the top of everything. Okay. You can see.
There we go.
Wonderful.
Okay, so this fossil is the fossil that they have as their like. So I bought a Mistaken Point sweater, obviously, but this is their logo for the entire site.
Oh wow!
Because this is the only place in the world that this fossil has ever been found. This is the only example of that fossil that they found on the site. So there's one. It's one of one. They've given it like a species name and everything. They think I can tell you a little bit about this. So this they think is this and this they think are related. They're two different species. This is another one, same thing. And this little thing over here is like what they think is a sucker. So they thought that like this anchored the this animal, which essentially, never mind, they're like it's a filter feeder. It basically was just like a fan that like sort of spread outward and just sort of hung out in the bottom of the ocean and just like collected whatever was around. So these anchored them to the like floor of the sea. So these both had anchors. That's why they think they might be related, but they think they're different species. You can see they have different shapes. But these fossils are like, there's like, but like again, like it's insane. The number of fossils, like there's a fossil here. There's like 2 fossils over here. There's a fossil over here.
That's so
These
cool.
all formed by ancient volcanic ash falling through the water and hitting these they're not animals. They're like as we would understand them. They're just kind of alien stuff. These are like evolutionary dead ends. They don't know what any of these things are.
Yeah, they don't know if they're made out of. They don't know if they're made out of plant or fungus or meat or.
That's so cool. Also,
yeah, they have no idea.
Homeless raccoon in chat.
They would just get flattened.
Oh, I was just gonna say, homeless raccoon in chat says, "Love me a rock with layers and Jacob dogs for free." Anyway, sorry, go on. Jacob dogs for free. It took me a second to understand what they meant, and I was like, "Oh, did you understand what they meant?"
I don't.
Oh, they just said,
you're
posting your feet.
God
Posted your feet for free.
Listen, my main thing was like,
if only it was the first time.
Yeah. Sorry, go on. You were genuinely saying interesting things, and I just like Jacob dogs for free.
I was gonna say I want people to know that they're my feet because I don't.
And the 21st century internet's hunger for feet pics derails the wonders of life.
Yeah, honestly,
the wonders of the deep past.
People are being ironic about it, but then eventually. Are you being ironic about it? Dogs for free. How long until that becomes a real sentiment? Think about that.
A real thing that you believe.
All I can say.
People were ironic racists in 2011.
You're getting 600-million-year-old feet right here.
Right there.
There
That's
you
a
go.
foot.
That's a
as far
foot.
as I'm
That's a
considered.
foot.
Probably, maybe.
It roots them to the earth.
It is the foot
That's
version.
There is no reason why you can't be sexually attracted to these fossils.
That's what.
True. Yeah,
is allowed and encouraged.
They've been dead forever. They don't care.
Yeah.
They don't even understand what sex is.
That's part of it for me.
That's what monster loving's all about.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Which brings.
But yeah, these are the oldest fossils in the world, and my feet.
That's
and you
amazing.
can decide which one is more impressive.
That really is
Did you
amazing,
see
though.
the other photos? You can see like what it looked like where we are, because like we're not like I think something
Oh,
that like
yes, yes.
doesn't
Let
come
me open
across in
that
this
one.
photo is like we're standing over the Atlantic Ocean
Yeah. Okay, let me get
looking at
that one.
this.
There you go.
Yeah, this one has even more feet in it.
So many feet.
Yeah, like
So beautiful.
yeah, so, like these are like these shelves of rock are where the fossils are.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's pretty insane. And again, lots of like sheer like super like high winds here. So the only things that actually grow are there's actually a lot of berry bushes. We were picking blueberries on the way.
Oh, hell yeah.
Newfoundland is known for having a lot of blueberries.
Oh, hell yeah. I should go visit.
Yeah, you should. It is
Twin
absolutely worth
Peaks.
it.
Yeah.
Flights aren't that expensive.
The water looks
Everyone is incredibly
beautiful.
friendly.
Yeah, the water looks
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah. It's if you go in like the summer, it's like whale watching central, puffins. Um, there's all sorts of weird seabirds. Like I was we were walking on like a cliffy area, and there were all these gulls flying under below us, and I was like, oh, that's like I know what a gull is.
Hmm.
You know, I know what a seagull is. I'm no rube. I've seen those before.
And like
And then it
you've
turned
seen
out that I was
species, they've got like tentacles instead of legs. It's all messed up out there.
it's not that far off. Is like you see a seagull and you're like, I know what a seagull is. I know how big a seagull is, and then you like one of them flies a little closer. I'm like, that's a bit bigger than a seagull than I think it is. And it turned out I was looking at a black-backed gull, which has a 7-foot wingspan,
Oh my.
Oh my god,
Oh
and it's
my
just
god.
yeah, exactly.
that's too big for
And
a
I was like,
seagull.
oh, it's far too large. It's far
A
too big.
a
And
regular seagull is such a menace. A 7-foot wingspan, no,
They
that's
have
a
no
problem for
natural
the government to
predators.
take care of.
it's hard to explain. Like I heard it doing its like seagull call.
Mhm.
It sounded like if you imagine that every seagull that you have seen up to this point is like a prepubescent seagull.
Mhm.
This seagull sounded like an adult male seagull.
Cree, cree.
Yeah, but like actually, yes, that's what it sounded like. It was like, aha, ah.
Oh, there we go. That's what
It was weird.
Feed me garbage.
Oh no.
Yeah, exactly. What happened? What's going on?
No, I just accidentally hit a couple of things that I wasn't supposed to hit. Anyway, back to the art.
Back to it.
Back to
But this
it.
is but on the subject of like what like talking about inspirations and stuff, like this was when I found out about this like site, anything that like arouses my interest in that way,
Mhm.
finding out about these fossils, finding out about Cape Spear, finding out there's another element to this, which is the Cape Spear lighthouse, which for 200 years was constantly being kept by the same family. So it was like the descent, like the it would be passed from father to son, which is very strange, just like in a general sense, like to have this like lighthouse at the end of the world that's constantly being kept by the same family. And like I would learn something like that, and that would be like the thing that would inspire me. I would just be like, why do I find this so interesting? Like,
Hell yeah.
following that interest is such a powerful way to like come up with something original, to come up with something new that like excites you. So as long as you're like interested in the world, I feel like you're never gonna run out of like ideas.
That's true. I recently one of my big inspirations for an episode in Hainai was the EC comics. So I did a whole like couple of
hell
episodes
yeah.
about
Hell
EC
yeah.
comics, and it was
Hell yeah.
loved it. Loved it so much. And I did a lot of research on, just like their history, and I went back and read a bunch of them because I used to read them a lot. They were in the library, and I just loved them. And it was like, hell
They're
yeah,
in the
let's do more EC.
library.
Yeah, so it was awesome. It was like it was a grade school and high school library, and they had EC comics in there.
Whoa.
So cool. But yeah, I love that stuff, and yeah, I just did some research. I also found as I was doing research, I found out about comics history in Canada, and I was like, hell yeah! Did you know that the first ever superhero of Canada is First Nations or Indigenous woman?
Oh yeah?
Yeah, what was her name? Let me find it. She was in black and white, but she was one of the like wartime heroes.
Cool.
Let me see. Let me find.
Like
Oh, very cool.
Yeah. So let me find her. And yeah, her name was Nelvana of the Northern Lights.
Banger
Nelvana,
name.
yeah.
That
So
I wonder if that's where Nelvana's like name came from, the
maybe,
company.
possibly, or maybe they had the same.
Probably.
Yeah, but so they were so Nelvana of the Northern Lights was the first Canadian female superhero. 1941. She's also one of the first female superheroes debuting before Wonder Woman, but after Phantoma. Um,
Hmm.
so yeah, she's just like essentially
Wow.
she is like meant to be. Let me like find it. She's like a powerful Inuk mythological figure protecting the people of the North with her superhuman abilities. She's the daughter of a mortal woman and Koliak the Mighty, king of the Northern Lights. So she's like,
Yeah.
yeah, she's a demigod from Inuk mythology, like from
It's like an
Inuk mythology.
Amazonian sort of like it. There's
Yeah,
like an Amazonian kind of quality to that.
yeah. Plus, like, it's cool that like the first superhero, they're like, well, how will we represent Canada? And they chose like an Inuk, sort of like basis for it, which is kind of neat.
Mhm.
And
Who created this character?
um, the person was Adrian Dingle.
That's a 1940s white Canadian
Yeah,
name.
right.
That's a
He has,
very yeah.
he has a
That's
what a charming looking guy. He's born in North Wales, but he settled in Toronto in 1940s. Um, yeah, that's kind of neat. Oh, and he basically spent his entire life in Toronto, so it's
Mhm.
kind of
mm,
cool. But yeah,
Yeah, there's
very cool.
obviously something really complicated about that, but
yeah,
I do think that there's a very optimistic vision of what Canada could be that's
yeah,
that's
Yeah.
wrapped up in that kind of nation building project.
yeah. I do think like
There's a
it
lot to
means
unpack
something,
there,
right?
but
It
Mhm.
means something that they were like, what should represent Canada, and they chose like
Mhm.
an Inuk woman, and so it's like that's like a very same with a lot of like early superheroes, very optimistic, very sort of very progressive view of the world and how they wanted it to be, and like she's the
Mhm.
protector, like she's the hero, which is really neat. It's always like the intention's so good. And I believe the
Mhm.
other superheroes include this is way later in 1975, but of course there's Captain Canuck,
Oh yeah.
as
Yes,
we
of
Oh,
know.
course.
that's the 70s. I assumed that was like a wartime thing.
Yeah, no, no, it's the 70s. I believe there were other. Let
Huh.
me find the other wartime, because I read a lot about like wartime Canadian heroes, which was super neat. First Canadian. There was also like a guy who was like one of those secret agent type characters.
Mhm.
Comics. So, oh yeah, the first truly
While you're
Canadian
looking it
comics
up.
were in 1941, which is quite late for what you would think.
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah, that's way later than I would have expected.
Yeah, they mostly got them from. They were called Canadian Whites because they were only printed in black and white because of wartime. They had to like save money and stuff. And the
Mhm.
first one
Yeah, they
was
had to send all the
Nelvana.
colors to fight the Nazis.
Yeah, exactly. The first one is Nelvana, and then who else? Yeah, I'm just looking. Yeah, I just love like stuff like I love like history in general. So when I was talking about like studying like
Yeah,
for the citizenship, I'm like it's not a bad thing. I just need to know when I have to study it because I do enjoy it.
Mhm.
I have, but I can't
yeah.
let it in my mind. It'll leave my mind if I don't know when the deadline is.
I mean,
There
the villains of your show are already basically the family compact, so
you go. Okay, let me see. Oh
you're
yeah,
I
by writing the show, you're studying.
exactly. And also, yeah, they did name Nelvana did name themselves after the superhero.
oh,
It's
cool.
very
Yeah.
I like
cool.
that.
Yeah, I'm
I
gonna.
was also going to say there were a couple messages in chat, and I was going to say to the person, I like rock says fossils sound like Ediacara. You are correct. Pedantic
Oh yeah.
geologist. They are the oldest large multicellular fossils. I should have been clearer about that because I know that there are like fossils that are like bacterial or something like non-multicellular fossils as well that are older. But yeah, these are the actual the tagline mistaken point is where life got big,
Mm.
Which is kind of great. And then also, hi Martina. Martina is a fan of the Wrong Station and
friend of the show.
Welcome,
Friend of the show,
Martina.
Martina. Yeah, all the way from Australia.
It's like
Australia.
5 a.m. there. I assume it's always 5 a.m.
No, it's like 10, 11, 12 or something. Like it's
okay.
it's around like it's 9 to 12.
And
I forgot
Martina,
the
why
exact.
aren't you at work?
9 to 12 a.m. or something. I forget exactly the time.
Yeah. Well, why are you at work? Those kangaroos aren't going to shoot themselves.
Yeah. There's also I'm reading the Wikipedia page for the Canadian Whites, and it's a very funny name, but it's just like black and white comics. What I found out was that the creator of Superman was born in Toronto, and Metropolis is based on his memories of Toronto. So wow.
Oh, Moti, that's no. This is Moti. When did you you're saying that you're when did you come to Canada? Like,
I came in 2018.
Okay, this is why you don't know that fact about the Superman creator, because if you were a child in Canada, you would have seen at some point a Heritage Minute.
Oh.
And you would have seen the Superman Heritage Minute, which you could probably look up right now.
Oh,
but
that's
the Heritage
cool.
Minute of the guy who created Superman is Alexander. It's the one where he's getting on the train, right?
Yep. He's like, I gotta go invent Superman.
Yeah, it's so funny because I think you and I made a joke about this like ages ago, but it's the perfect Canadian art Heritage Minute because it's all about it's all about how you have to leave Canada. You have to move to the States to make art, make money.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's I highly recommend if you haven't seen that Heritage Minute. Also, check out the House Hippo if you haven't seen that yet.
The House Hippo, I learned about that recently. Everyone was like, dang. Also, Martina Donvita says, is Canuck a slur now? Well, tell me before I say this again, if that is true. But
I think with that, you spelled it with a K, Martina. I've only ever seen it with a C. With a K, it does feel like a slur.
Yeah, it's like Canuck. It does have all the K's and C's, you know, like it's the hard consonants. Yeah. That's what it is. But the one that was actually earlier was Johnny Canuck. So Johnny Canuck was the he was a fictional lumberjack and national personification of Canada, and he was like
did he fight Hitler though?
He was portrayed as the younger cousin of Uncle Sam, and.
Yikes.
Yeah, right. He was a World War II hero, so presumably he did fight Hitler. I'm not sure, but he was a World War II hero. Against Nazis. So yeah, he met Adolf Hitler.
Okay, that's good. I was about to say he could have fought for the other side.
Oops.
Hopefully no.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. So basically, yeah, Captain Canuck emerged later, but Johnny Canuck was the first one.
Also, homeless raccoon is Bailey from the Patreon. Hello, Bailey.
Oh, hey!
Welcome, Bailey.
Bailey.
Hey, Bailey.
Chilling with us. Hey, Bailey.
Punch Nazis in the face.
Going back to EC Comics,
EC.
I think that is a very, very big influence on our show as well.
Yes.
Because Jacob, when you were like 14, you got a giant hardcover compilation of EC Comics from the BMV close to our high school, and I think that was really, really influential on me, and I think on you as well from a young age. Mm-hmm. I write a horror show, but I don't read a ton of horror, so I think it's sort of these early influences like EC that sort of are a part of the grotesquerie and the sort of grimness
I love grotesquerie.
That a lot of our show is.
There's also like a classic storytelling style there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. One of my favorite things. Oh, sorry. Go on. Tales from the
Crypt. No. I apologize.
I was just gonna say, like, one of my favorite things when I reread EC Comics, because I remember like it was very gleeful grotesquerie. Like they never shied away, and it was very gleeful about it. My favorite thing is that early on and even throughout, there was always somebody who lost, and the way the story treated them was very gleeful. Like, unless they were a good
Mhm.
person who lost, in which case it was a tragedy. But like, if a bad person lost, it was a comedy, no matter how horrifying their death was or like their outcome was.
Mhm.
There's always that old crone or the crypt keeper who's like, like they're making a joke at the end about like what happened to them. And I found that really fun, like to, juxtapose against, like, they literally put like hangings like front and center, or like someone gets
Yeah.
buried alive and then there's this guy who's just making a little funny joke about it. And you're like, oh God. what?
That's such a great artistic device. Jacob, we should
Yeah.
do a series of episodes that are in the style of like Tales from the Crypt Keeper, or those like EC Comics with a frame narrative or something. Just like a little freak to introduce stories. I guess we
Yeah,
do
a
that
little
a bit with the
freak.
Halloween
We do. We
Kaiser,
have the Halloween Kaiser.
but we should do that like more deliberately in that style. I think that's so fun. Ooh, new episode of Wrong Station just
Yeah.
dropped.
Ooh,
Nice.
new
I
Just
see.
got the
episode.
little notification. Yeah.
I was just gonna. I was just gonna.
I was
Sorry.
going to say one thing about EC Comics.
Yes,
as well.
go.
No. Because I feel like we're about to move away from it.
No, we're not.
One
We're
of
not.
the things I
I
love about
promise.
EC Comics. Okay. Oh, good. Okay. I really love EC Comics also because that was a comic book that started in that like late 40s, early 50s period. Those comics started in that period. They were all done by dudes who had been to World War II, and so the comics in general were like very like anti-Nazi, like surprisingly progressive.
Mhm.
Yeah, they were like gross out a lot of the time, but like a lot of the time those comics were like fuck the KKK, fuck Nazis, like fuck hatred, and they're still of their time. Like they still have blind spots and stuff. But like I really appreciated that element of them
Yeah.
because then you have the Comics Code of America comes in, and a lot of that stuff kind of gets like neutered,
Mhm.
like that like late 50s era. Because
Yeah.
EC Comics is around for a while, but you have to like pull out a lot of the violence and the grossness.
Mhm. Yeah, and
Like legally have to pull it out.
yeah. Well, I mean, not legally, but like marketingly, like they basically the Comics Code Authority were not a legal entity, but they were basically like, if people don't see the little stamp on your comics, then you won't sell very well, and a lot of shops like refused to take them if they didn't have the Comics Code Authority. So even though it wasn't a legal thing, it was like it would kill their market if they did not abide by the Comics Code Authority. So that was the big thing. And if you remember, and as you mentioned, like the reason that EC Comics got canceled eventually was because they had the audacity to make a black guy a hero in a comic, and that was like the killing blow that Comics Code Authority hated it. They like hated that. They would like whoever was assigned to them as like their their judge or whatever, like what one of the people who was like doing the censorship for them, like hated the fact that they had like a black guy being like in this position of like dignity, and then they were told like you got to change it, and then the writers and artists were like, the point is literally that he's black, like we can't change it. And so they got into a fight with EC Comics, and that's what got them canceled, which is like an amazing, like for that to be the thing that they stood on is amazing, but also it shows how crazy like the Comics Code Authority really was, like how their censorship actually worked. It was like, yeah. And
I remember I just remember learning about like how they brought in like a psychotherapist or like a Freudian psychoanalyst talking about like how gay Batman was.
Yes.
And then it's like, hey, if you let Batman around
something
kids,
of the innocent, yeah.
Kids are reading Batman, they're learning to be gay. And it's like, yeah, they are, but like you don't have to say it.
It was like a corruption of the. There was like a whole word. There was a whole like paper about it, and I forgot the exact name, but it's like this infamous paper that was kind of just like we must for the children something of the innocent. I forgot what it was called, but I will say that one of the things that I did for the EC Comics episode, there were a couple of them, that was really fun. Is that basically I made up this guy who did EC Comics style like comics where the main character was a black kid, and so he was basically like writing little adorable little like short pieces for a local Toronto comics publisher, and he meets his wife in the like at the comics publisher, but his wife is trans, so he meets him before she transitions. And so that's like the whole like this story in the High Night universe where and this guy is like writing these comics with her, and she's the one who draws them. And I also based it off of like a lot of Toronto history stuff. And so it was just super fun. And that was like the whole inspiration thing. I'm like, let me bring in all the stuff that EC Comics like inspired me with, and also just put an adorable like trans romance in there for fun. And it was just really nice. And yeah, that was like, I had a great time.
Spirit of EC Comics.
Truly, yeah.
Very keeping in spirit of EC.
They were like, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
and his whole thing was that he encountered something scary in his real life. So like, you know, one of the horrible like evil immortals that I had in this story like tried to get him, and he was like, nope, I survived. And ever since then he just writes about like scary things. So it's still within the plot, but I wanted to make a whole EC Comics like, what do you call it, like tribute in the middle of High Night. Homage, yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It sounds sort of like it reminds me also of the famous Deep Space Nine episode where it's just like the entire cast are working at a like a science fiction magazine in the 1950s, and and Ben Sisko's trying to write science fiction stories about a black space captain, and they just keep getting censored because like that act of imagination is too radical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I, like Rock, said, oh no, not Hen and Edda talk, I can't cry now. It was like, yeah, Hen and Edda were the characters. Oh my god, I wrote them for the Pride episode. I was like, okay, let me do an EC Comics episode, and then the next one was like, okay, it's Pride, let me do a little cute little Pride episode. And it was this happy Pride episode. Every time I've done a Pride episode, I've made it sad. So I was like, okay, this time I won't make it sad. I'm gonna make it happy. Nothing bad happens to them. They're gonna have a great time. It's gonna be great. And I was like, nobody will cry over this one. And then I released it into the wild, and suddenly everyone was commenting like, I'm crying, and I was like, why? I made it happy. And they were like, because it's happy. I'm like, okay. Awesome.
You can't win.
I can't win. They're still crying.
Should we write something where something good happens?
Yeah, if something good happens, people will still cry, as it turns out.
Should we write something where something good happens, and so that we can get people who are like, I don't know, like happy about an episode instead of the comments we usually get?
Well, we do have something in the folder where it's just about a day where everything goes right and nothing horrible happens.
Horrible. Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah.
We get to put out one of those every 150 episodes.
Yeah.
We've earned it.
Martina says 20 minutes before DS9 mentioned, and I, like Rock said, it's a happy cry though. Yeah. I'm just surprised. I was like, why are people crying again? I didn't make it sad this time. I swear.
Martina also said, bone to pick. I haven't seen a Halloween Kaiser in some time. Keep your eyes open. Keep your eyes peeled.
Keep your eyes open.
Say that. Keep your eyes peeled.
Yeah, keep your eyes peeled for the audio drama.
Yeah.
Keep your ears peeled.
Keep your eyes peeled for this audio-only character.
I feel like he's a very visual audio character.
True.
I have a very clear picture of him in my mind.
Yeah. What do you picture when you think of the Halloween Kaiser?
Well, first of all, he looks an awful lot like Anthony. Secondly, he's wearing a bright orange pickle halb. You know, those World War I spike helmets.
Ooh.
It's orange.
He's got, yes, it's made out. It's a jack-o'-lantern, but
oh my god! For some reason,
it's
my
like
head
if you grew a pumpkin in the shape of that, and the pumpkin had a spike, but it also had like
my head immediately went to like a high vis vest orange, like it's like a safety thing.
It's a what do you call it?
Yeah.
It's a one of those, the traffic cones. Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
Safety hat. He has to wear it like a bright orange one because he keeps accidentally stabbing people with it.
You know how there's a thing where in order to voice act, you have to be acting in the booth. There's in order to produce the Halloween Kaiser voice, Anthony has to do a sort of face like this. And so
I love a character like that.
That's part of it.
I love a character like that.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah,
well,
we've used him a few times. Did we use him in Halloween After Halloween, which is probably one of the most like directly influenced episodes that we have, where it's like explicitly like a version of a thing.
Yeah, I think he's the sort of host of that like little that's an episode that's a series of small stories kind of taped together with the Halloween Kaiser as sort of the MC.
Yeah, Halloween
That's
After
I guess
Halloween is probably one of my favorite things we've ever done, honestly.
really based on what's it called?
Man After Man, I think.
Man After Man by Dougal Dixon. Oh, I just changed color. Oh. Sorry, I'm learning so much. I'm learning so much about basic aspects of this program.
Let me give you a new canvas because I feel like we've kind of filled this one up. Oh, that's not what I intended to do. Yeah, so if you want a new canvas, oh, what am I doing? Gosh, you can actually hit Shift N, and then the layers you had before, you can just hit the eye to like make them disappear.
Oh,
so like this.
I don't have permission to add layers. It says
Shift N, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so strange.
But the notification is in green, so I don't feel too bad.
Approved user. Approved. Oh, you're approved, so you should be able to do it. I'm not sure why it won't let you, but try that again. I've approved you. Maybe it's because you're anonymous. I don't know. Maybe. But let me make mine go away so that you can actually draw more.
No, yours adds so much legitimacy.
Okay, sure. Yeah. But yeah, let me just check the chat as well. Just to remind everybody, the reason we're doing this stream is because we're trying to raise money for the Pinoy Monster Horror Anthology. We have linked it in the chat. It is a horror comic. I'm going to show it before the end of the stream so you can see what we're working with. But basically, it's a horror comic. 3 of the 9 artists, or the 10 artists, are from Toronto. So that's really cool. But it's basically a bunch of Filipino artists making like horror, like semi-erotic romantic horror with some Filipino monsters. It's great. I'm going to show you more later. But for now, we're just having a nice chat. We're having a good time. We're
It's explicitly in the Hainai universe?
So my comic, which is one of the anthology entries, so there are 100 pages of anthology entries, basically like 100 pages of art. And my comic, which is about 15 pages of it, is explicitly in the Hainai universe. It's a Hainai comic. So I am basically, instead of just doing the Hainai comic straight up, I wanted to include it, because I've been doing these anthologies for a while, so I wanted to include it with a bunch of other really cool, spooky, scary, like Filipino horror stuff. And you can learn about like Filipino monsters while you're enjoying the comic. Our last
what's your monster in your comic?
Oh, what's that?
Well, I was asking what was the one that you chose for your comic.
Oh, I chose just a general creature called an Encanto, which is just a nature spirit. It's kind of like nothing too crazy, but I decided to make her scarier than usual. So I've added quite a bit of like just a very big horror tilt to the Encanto, which is just generally a nature spirit or a fairy that shouldn't be that scary, but I mean, it is the horror anthology, so we got to play a little bit. Yeah.
Do you have a favorite monster from do you have a favorite Filipino sort of horror thing?
Yes.
Does that have to be a monster?
So I'll preface this by saying my favorite monster in Filipino mythology is not that scary. He's my favorite because I had a crush on one when I was younger, and and it just became my favorite. And I became known for it. So it's this. Oh, let me get the little comic out here. So I don't know if you can see this. Let me see if I can make my... Oh, I took away our videos. Let me put it back on the stream. I just realized I took it away when I was showing the photos, but now we're back. So let me make my thing a bit bigger so everyone can see it. Ooh, there we go. It's a little bright, but it's this guy. So he's a horse-headed creature, a horse-headed man. With this one has a gun for an arm. That's pretty cool. I'm like, me in high school. That's the best thing
Is
I've
that
ever seen.
authentic or it's just fucking radical? It doesn't have to be authentic.
Yeah, I mean, the person put a gun on his arm for funsies. It's great, but here's the. It's basically like, yeah, it's a mythological creature called Tikbalang. It is a gigantic horse with like horse-headed person. So I don't know if you can see. I need to. There, that's better. So
yeah.
just so badass. But Tikbalang generally
Ripped
is
too. Are they all ripped?
well, in this universe they are. in actuality,
Sorry to be a boomer. Sorry to be a boomer. Where are you
Yes.
guys seeing this? Is it on the Discord?
Oh, sorry, it's on the Twitch stream. I don't know
Oh
if you're
my
seeing
god!
the Twitch stream or not.
There's a whole other thing open. Oh my god. Well,
Yes,
I'll just
twitch.tv
Google it
slash.
later. I'm not opening another thing.
Yeah, no worries. But the
Google
Tikbalang.
ripped horse-headed man.
Yeah.
Gun arm. Sexy.
So the Tikbalang is a horse-headed creature. That's my favorite one, just because I like them. But the actual like scarier ones are kind of more unique. They're the one of the most iconic.
Oh man, this guy is ripped.
Yes,
Holy.
extremely ripped. But yeah, like
Ripped
because
but no genitals.
there you go. There's there are actually like creepy aspects to it, but obviously we've kind of yassified it over the years. Because like when you have like a horse-headed person, you're like, oh yeah, like a minotaur or something, and then you just decide, oh, he's gonna be ripped, even though that's not in the mythology. But there are other really cool ones. I think some really cool, like the most iconic one is the Manananggal, which is half, basically it rips itself in half, and the top half flies around while the bottom half stays somewhere.
Oh yeah.
And it has a
Yeah.
it has a proboscis like tongue, which means that it can suck things through its tongue, and its primary food is fetuses, babies, and small animals.
Okay.
And just to be clear, you did not have a crush on this one.
No. Although my friend did have a crush on one, and I was like, so rad, so fair.
What?
So fair.
What?
I mean, look.
How's this friend doing today?
Well, he drew this comic, so he's doing quite well.
Okay. If anything, he's doing too well.
He's doing a little too well. No,
Well, Alexander, obviously, he's doing great. He
He's
splits
eating
himself in half every day. He flies around.
exactly. He
flies around, goes to work.
genuine answer. He is one of the head artists of Lego right now.
Oh my god.
Like
Cool.
that's a genuine thing. Like he's amazing.
I mean, he's chosen to go work for a toy company where like the principal representation of human beings can be pulled in half.
I was about to say, it's the perfect place
There
for
you
him to
go.
work.
It's the
There you
perfect
go.
place for him to work.
No, he was just
Damn.
making me feel better because I was like, I have a crush on your character, by the way, and he was like, that's okay. I made them all hot, and I'm like, damn, you're right though. You did it. You did it for me. No. And he
We haven't done enough hot monsters.
well.
I think maybe a core idea of our show is that things are not hot. I don't know if our audience agrees with that, because I think the human animal has a deep-seated instinct to make things hot. So I think a lot of our listeners interpret things as being hot that are not supposed to be hot. But
They're
I
trying
don't
their
think
best.
we don't. I try not to give them too much to work with.
Mar-
but, yeah.
Martina Donvita says
It's-
you
we're-
had me at
we're
sexy
a-
Filipino monster.
Oh my god.
Yeah, there you go. We're in locked in an eternal struggle with our fans over whether or not something is hot, and we're in an unfortunate turn of events. This is a real will they won't they situation where we're the won't they. We're trying to keep them away from finding stuff in our episodes hot, and they're like, no, you didn't think
No.
about this. And as Martina
No.
points out, it is also partially Anthony's fault because Anthony has a very like hot voice.
Hell yeah.
Mm.
There's Homeless Raccoon says horse-headed
Yeah.
man with a gun for his arm, me in high school. And then Yeah, Anthony is so hot, says Martina. And I think Martina also said, "You had me at Sexy Filipino Monster." Yes, please support our comic if you like Sexy Filipino Monsters. Also, our previous comic that we funded on Kickstarter, by the way, was an erotic anthology. So this is the new one that's the horror anthology. The previous one was an erotic anthology. In fact, I just picked up some of. I literally went on a quest to grab the books today because I'm selling them tomorrow. Let me go grab the comic. I'll show you the previous one that we did, and the one we need to fund the new one.
It says something that this is the PG version, and it's still down bad.
This is my bread and butter. I got.
Bailey says,
Oh, sorry.
"I'm wearing King's yellow shirt and he's hot."
What's that?
Oh, Bailey just said, I'm currently wearing the King's yellow shirt and he's hot, which is an episode Alexander wrote. It is a hot. The guy in the shirt is hot. The guy in the design is hot. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, it's just an ancient king of some description. They're all drawn that way.
Oh.
The monster in the episode is not hot. It's like a roiling mass of toxic gold.
Hell yeah. Here.
Hey, I guess to each their own.
This is the previous one. And you can get it if you support the horror one.
Hey.
There you go. If you want it.
There's a lot of hands on that guy.
Sure are, and there's a lot of pages in this comic. I was gonna be
That's great.
I'll show you what's inside, but I can't. TOS.
No, they need to.
Here, I'll show you one page that is not TOS. Here you go. There. Oh, where am I? There.
Would Twitch actually give you consequences for that?
Well, I mean, I don't think Twitch is paying attention that much because I did draw a lot of gore in the last couple of streams.
Okay.
I don't think they care all that much, but I don't want to risk, and I don't want to just flash people, with all of this erotic art. So I'll just be very. Oh, and by the way, my comic was about tikbalang, so I'm very predictable.
Nice.
There you go. I made a comic about tikbalang.
Now, I guess you were saying it was the erotic one, so I'm guessing the horse guy is ripped in that one.
Oh yeah.
I guess you didn't play against type for the erotic one.
Of course.
That's fair. That's fair.
Listen, there's a reason that they invited me to speak in 2 separate panels about monster romance. So an erotic horror.
Is it hard to be a good artist and to just know that you could just draw something hot at any time? Do you feel too powerful ever?
Nah. I'm too lazy.
You feel
I'm tired.
that hasn't gone to your head at all? You're not out of control?
Unfortunately, when I really want to make something hot, it doesn't happen. And when I don't, same as any art, it's kind of hard to when I really want to make something hot. Sometimes I can, but sometimes it's hotness is taken away when you think about writer's block. No matter how hot something you're writing is, the writer's block is never hot, and you're kind of just frustrated trying to get through the writing.
I kind of want to try. I've never, to your point, I've never really tried to write anything hot. It's not really. I don't consider it my my arena.
Halo.
It requires a different skill set.
Yeah, but maybe this is a skill set I need to cultivate.
I think so. It needs practice as much as anything.
If I want my work to last, for thousands of years, I need to come up with something as good as a ripped, horse-headed guy.
That's true.
That's how you make sure that your stuff sticks around.
Exactly. Also, earlier you said that there's a will they won't they between you and the fans. With me, it's not a will they won't they, it's a yes and situation. I will always yes and when people talk about having crushes on characters or thinking someone's hot or shipping characters, I'm just do what you want, have fun, I love it, yes and. Whether it's canon or not is up to me. That person
will also have sex with a horse dude later.
Yeah, it's if they want to, whatever. Even if it's painful to yes and, it's always funnier. It's where somebody was let me ship this character with the main character's mother, and I'm sure. I'm like, I'm not down for that, but I'm not gonna say no. Like, that's your fan fiction. Fan fiction should be yours, your choice. It's up to you. You can do whatever you want. You're the you're the
picturing that
ruler of your own
popular
fanfic.
I'm picturing that meme, the Sopranos meme with the Artie holding the shotgun. Do it. Ship my character with the other character's mom. Do it. See?
Genuinely, just it comes like, I never stifle people's creativity, and I'm just like, okay, whatever you want to do it. And then the most hilarious and beautiful and crazy stuff comes out of it. It's just like, yes, ending people will always like come out great.
We've had like our own version of that, which is like people have sort of written about how we've gotten comments from people saying, like, Wrong Station is like a big reason why they either got back into reading or they got back into like writing their own stuff.
Hell yeah.
And those always make me very happy. I think Bailey even was one of the people that mentioned it, Bailey, in the chat. we're also getting a list of apparently Wrong Station characters that are hot.
Hell yeah.
Here.
Hell yeah.
Classic Car Dude is hot. Zombie Queen is hot.
Oh,
you know what though?
She was
unfortunately, probably true. Girl Mark Sky is dad bod hot. Please flash us. What?
I won't. Sorry. But if you want to be flashed, it was when I was showing the erotic anthology. But if you want to be flashed, buy the erotic anthology as an add-on in the horror anthology that we're doing this stream for. Go to the Kickstarter, support the horror anthology, and then put the erotic anthology as an add-on. Yay! You're welcome.
Enter promo code Whipped Horse Guy at checkout.
Exactly.
Eight Eyes Guy was probably hot. That's hot. Yeah, you know what, Bailey, you're probably right about that. He was probably hot.
Yeah, he probably had that
a character I wrote who's
emaciated gauntness.
He's an extremely antisocial character who, essentially, it was my pick. I was writing a story about spiders, and my idea was like, how do I write about something that everyone else finds scary, but I find really cool because I've always been a fan of spiders. And I was like, I think the thing that would be scariest if I knew that there was someone out there in the world who behaved like a spider, who like took inspiration from the way that spiders sort of behave. And so it's all about a guy who's like fully antisocial, like refuses to be around people, and like is like constantly sort of like only doing things that will like allow him to like hunt better. And so he's probably pretty ripped and gone. Probably like honestly, I probably just invented like a jacked vampire.
Web out ass. That's my contribution to this. Yeah. Web from ass.
Yeah, ass web.
Ass webs. Oh my gosh. Speaking of hot, do you know what the last Hainai episode was so far?
I haven't caught up.
It was about erotic dreams?
Yes, it was episode 69.
Oh, nice.
69, yes, of course. Yeah, the subject.
Yes.
Earlier in the call, you mentioned that, and I resisted the urge to say nice.
Nice. No, but you have 69. To. It says it's nice.
Because this is a professional contest. I thought at the time.
I poo-poo that. No, yeah, it's episode 69. Obviously, I was gonna be like, it's very thematic, and then I believe somebody mentioned it was like half psychological horror, half erotic, elements, and I'm like, yeah, how else would I do it in the horror podcast? It was
it's the Hannibal mixture.
Exactly. No. It's like very inspired by Hannibal. No, but the episode 69, just for a little context, it was sent, and It's so funny because when you think, oh, a sexy episode, you'll think, oh, we'll have some sexy characters. I did not do that. I chose the saddest old man. I have a depressed old man who wants to die because he's one of the immortals, the evil immortals, and he's part of the system that he can't get out of because he realized how bad they were after he was part of them forever. And so he's just sad all the time. He's like in a bad way. He probably looks like his worst ever. But the part of that becomes episode 69 is that there is a very dangerous person who is deeply in love with him. And so it becomes this very like this fun little mix of him having like the worst time of his life, but also him sometimes having like erotic dreams about this like person who's in love with him. And it's fun because everyone thinks he's a loser, like all of the other evil immortals thinks he's a loser and look down on him, but he has a way to kill them all. If so, he's actually quite a bit more powerful than they give him credit for. So it's a fun little like mix of just the saddest man alive and this crazy person who loves him, and he has a switch to kill all the evil people.
I think saddest man alive, and people interpreting that as being horny is a pretty common refrain for a station.
Yes. Oh yes, tell me more.
I can fix him, flash her.
I mean, like all these characters that people in the chat are like, this guy's hot, this guy's hot, this guy's hot. I was like, no, that's the saddest man alive. That's the saddest man alive. That's the saddest man alive.
Oh, now you know the formula.
That's the formula. That's we've struck on something important.
Yes, now you know.
Being sad as shit.
Sad
Apparently,
sad equals hot.
Horny coded for people in the 21st century. I don't know if it was for our parents' generation, but
they have a lot of brooding hot men in the past too. So I think it was true of the whole time.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean,
yeah, you go back all the way to Dracula.
Yeah, true.
Frankenstein. There were people that thought the Frankenstein's monster was hot as hell.
Yeah.
You know that there were people, making woodcuts of a sexy Frankenstein monster back in 18.
I think they had paints back then.
Yeah, but you need to mass distribute the sexy Frankenstein woodcut.
Right.
Oh, true. You had to like print it out. That's very
get them at the door.
Yeah.
Take them to the first ever Frankenstein con.
Yeah.
I assume the Guillermo del Toro Frankenstein is very horny.
Oh, I bet.
Oh yeah.
I bet.
I haven't seen it, but just I assume.
Oh boy.
Is it Elordi? Jacob Elordi?
Jacob Elordi, yeah.
I think so, yeah. I barely know who that is. I have heard
the world's
the name.
second hottest Jacob.
I see.
After.
Yeah.
After.
After.
You're referring to yourself?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh, are you hot? You should turn the air. You should open the windows.
Nice.
You should turn the air conditioning on.
Nice.
If you're hot, just
It's pretty
open the
nice.
windows. It's pretty cold outside.
Oh, yeah. You talked to me 2 months ago that I moved recently, and the old place. Yeah, you remember when it was like 38 out for like a month straight?
Oh yeah, no, that was crazy. The heat wave.
It didn't have AC.
That's insane. Yeah, that was nightmarish. I mean, like I'm used to I used to be used to the heat, but like even sitting here, I was like, this is unusually hot. Like this is closer to the equator than it should be. We're in Canada. Like what is going on here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I start to sweat way too much at about 17 degrees Celsius. So,
oh no.
Yeah, it's a bad summer for me.
R.I.P.
Yeah, Alexander's wedding was one of the wettest events I've ever been to.
Oh no.
And not in a sexy way.
Alexander's shirt.
I did say in my wedding vows that I would always be slightly damp, and I've kept those vows.
Oh, how sweet.
It sounds like he's not joking. This was a real part of his vows. Along with one of the funnier jokes you've ever made, which is that that you love your partner because she could carry you out of the woods if she had to.
And she probably will at some point.
At some point, she will have to.
Yeah.
It's astounding. Okay. Okay, actually, since we're coming nearer to the end of the stream, I'm gonna show the comic and then we won't end yet, but yeah, I will show the comic and the comic art and why you should all follow the link and support us, please, because we want to make sure that all of the artists are paid and supported, and they deserve it,
It's good that you're doing this because I've worked up a sweat from drawing.
Oh no. Here we go. So you can see this, I think. Yeah. So far we are at, oh, it's a little smaller than I thought. We are at 26% of our goal. We have to get to our goal till the end of October. Although I will say, what I did realize is that, let me go back to this. What I did realize is that everyone is doing a Kickstarter at the same time, which is not conducive for everybody like getting to their goal, unfortunately, which is, yeah, kind of unfortunate. Let me just, sorry, bring it up again. But yeah, please help us get to our goal. Here's the new window. Let me open it here. New window capture. There it is. There she is. So, fit to screen. There.
Nice.
Yeah. So, this is the cover by one of our amazing artists. It's 100 pages of of folklore, mythology, dark fantasy, romance, and terrifying Filipino monsters. And by terrifying, we mean something a little like this. There is a creature called the lampong, which is meant to just be a friendly dwarf who takes care of deer and who sometimes turns into a deer. But because this is the horror anthology, here he is. Here's the scary deer.
Whoa.
Spooky,
Love 'em.
scary
It's
deer.
not horror unless there's a deer that's wrong.
Oh yeah, wrong deer.
Something has to be bad deer.
I don't
famed
think there's anything wrong about this deer.
famed horror podcast, Wrong Deer. Anyway, here's the Hainai one actually. So special Hainai horror podcast feature. Basically, back in the past when she was in the Philippines, she met the Encanto while in the woods, and it likes her. It likes her a lot. But that's unfortunate because it wants her to stay and not leave ever. And so,
Ooh.
yeah, it's super fun because the Encanto's like, oh, let me, like, if you want to, I want you to stay, so I'm going to show you some nice faces. But unfortunately, its idea of a nice face is kind of problematic. So, yeah. So she starts just ripping off her faces to be like, let me show you some nice faces.
I mean, we've all dated someone like this.
Exactly. They're two-faced, they're four-faced, they're six-faced. Okay. And then there's this really cool horror comic by Lily Resch who did the cover. Just a wonderful, really creepy little story about a garden. It is just spooky.
Martina points out that the Encanto inspired the face sealer in Avatar. Is that true?
Oh,
Is that from?
I mean, they are similar, but I was not inspired by that, and certainly not vice versa either. The Encanto doesn't have like face changing properties necessarily. I just added it in because I thought it would be fun, and also, you know, we play hard. We play like loose with a lot of the creatures. As long as they follow certain rules, other rules can be broken. Like the same way that vampires are, you know. So
yeah, you want to keep the essence of whatever you're pulling from. You want to keep the essence of it.
Yeah, but you can really play with it. So for example, like even though I had her changing her faces and stuff, if you notice, she begins as sort of like a weird gnarled tree creature. Like her insides were made up of like branches, like really creepy. They looked like veins. They looked like webs of muscle, but they were actually like parts of a tree. Okay. This one's really cool. Yeah. It's about a ghost from the 1800s. It's about a hot ghost that seduces somebody to come in to a haunted house from the 1800s. And unfortunately, on the one hand, why would you go into a haunted house? On the other hand, that ghost is really hot. So who can blame him? Mm-hmm. Who can blame him, really?
He's got perfect skin.
Yeah, he's beautiful. Okay, and then there's more.
It looks like he's just sort of sitting here smoking a cigarette, grappling with exactly that problem.
Exactly. He's just like he was.
This is a haunted house, but
yeah, he was smoking a cigarette, and then he sees this ghost pass by, and he's like, "Come on in," because he's clearly a ghost. And he's like, "Well, let me go in anyway." There's another one about a deceased classmate from so this like the style here is just so good. It really captures like what it feels like to be in a storm in the Philippines.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Love the colors.
So good. And then
Love
there's this
emotion,
one
yeah.
called Wak Sorry, I was about to say the title and then I see Homeless Raccoon's comment, "My life for the ghost to see." That's good. That's good. Okay, Wak Wak Woman by Fum. So a Wak Wak is one of the many viscera-sucking creatures of the Philippines. Super fun. And this lady just goes to a little party where it seems like her old friend isn't happy to see her. And there might be a reason for that. Oopsie. She was like, maybe, no. Uh-oh. So that's super fun. And then, this one's really good. I love the art style for this one. So, this,
wow.
yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's Paglamon, aka Devouring. It's about a villager is turning into an aswang, which is like the very prototypical monster. And her childhood friend, like, she asked her, like, can you heal me? But instead, that friend is like, I'm actually in love with you, and then like gives her pieces of her own flesh to eat. You know, like sapphic people do, like lesbians do. Like, what do you?
Yep.
That's
Very
that's just
much
dating.
Hannibal coded as well.
Yeah, very Hannibal coded, and the art style here is just so like classical painting. I love it so much.
Mm-hmm.
And they're beautiful.
So good. I wish
It
I could like
reminds me a lot
scroll
of
this better.
It reminds me of like some of the 1960s like advertisements, but with like a lot more vibrant colors.
Yeah, it's very very like old paintings.
Very cool.
Oh, read
Yeah,
the description
really.
for this one.
I'm gonna let Alexander do it.
A woman suffering from dysmenorrhea lets her hungry Aswan girlfriend fix their problems by eating her out until it gets too literal.
Yeah.
I don't know if you needed the scare quotes around eating her out.
I mean, this is a fun one. We literally had to go back and forth on like how explicit can it be, and I'm like, well, we have to have a certain limit because this is not the erotic anthology. That was the previous one, but it still has erotic themes. So I was like, yeah, let's put it in anyway. So that's fun. And this one is just I love this artist. He's amazing, and just like this painted style of his.
Wow.
Yeah. So cool. And then this has like a bit of EC Comics ish, but it's like a trigger warning list. It's like here's a trigger warning list.
Oh, this freaky little guy.
Yeah, I love this freaky little guy. And so you just get like this absolutely terrifying.
Some trigger warnings.
Yeah. That absolutely insane art style. I love it. Certainly very spooky and scary. And the last one is just kind of sexy. So that's the stuff.
Oh, yeah.
That's the stuff. So yeah, help us get to our goal, at least like to a certain point, so that we can kind of like get everybody paid, make sure that everyone's like supported, and tell your friends if they want to see some really cool spooky horror that also has erotic queer elements. Yeah,
this is a beautiful collection.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is really gorgeous.
Yeah, we're trying to fund until the end of October. But as I said, like everyone's kind of having their Kickstarter right now, so who knows? Who knows how it'll go?
Yeah.
I'm still kind of optimistic about it, but at the same time, it's like if we don't get to our funding goal, we will at least be able to get a lot of people interested and then find a different way to fund, and then just get everyone who's interested in this sort of thing to kind of come together and then have them on a mailing list, essentially. Which is a really
and you find something beautiful and lasting in the world.
Yes,
Exactly. Yeah. Eventually, at some point you just have to do the things that you have to do, and you have to make the art that you want to make.
Exactly.
Yep.
And draw the hot horse-headed guys that you want to draw.
The hot monsters, yeah.
Or the beautiful crowned duck that your friend then slaughters.
Yeah, it's a beautiful crowned duck.
You know what? I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna do a favor for you. Hold on, because I love you so much.
Oh my God! Don't paint her to me.
I'm gonna help you. Hold on. Before we go. Dang it. Wait. I'm trying to do something nice for my friend.
What's happening?
Where's my...
Where are your layers? Let me delete this one. There.
Where are all my layers?
Where are all your
I
layers?
had a layer.
Oh, yeah, no.
I'm trying to do something nice for Alexander, but it's not letting me.
Oh.
I'm trying to bring his duck back to life.
Oh,
Bird
no.
back to life.
We were at,
Wait,
we were
I
at
know how
such
to fix
a-
this. I know how
such
to
a
fix
good
this.
moment.
I know how to fix this. Let me
It's gonna do something nice for you, and it's not happening.
I know how to fix this. Let me do this. I know how to do. No, here. Let me fix this. How do I wait? Okay, wait. I need to get the exact color.
Bring it back to life.
I'm gonna bring it back to life. Let me. Oh no, that's not the color. I have to find the color.
We're gonna do it.
I think that's pretty good. Let's do this, and then let's do this.
Whoa!
My beautiful boy.
Wait, let's see.
My beautiful boy.
No, that's not how I want to do it. This is how I want to do it. Look at how happy his eyes are. Look, so sparkly. And
Back from the dead.
You got
Back from
tongue
the
sticking
dead.
out. You got it. Like he's like happy. Oh, okay, never mind.
what's that? Oh, tongue sticking.
He
Oh,
looks
maybe so.
a
Yeah,
little
he's being a
zombified
little
now.
silly.
Yeah.
He's being a little silly right now.
Yeah.
Here,
He's
there
just
you
silly.
go.
He's just like, I'm fine.
Yeah,
Don't worry
see?
about me.
Look, he's fine. We've
I was
healed
trying to
him.
just turn off the layer,
We've healed him.
but I can't.
We've healed him. There you go.
It's fine.
See?
Hey.
Yay.
Look at that.
This is the
We
very
did it.
important
What an
thing.
ending.
It's nice for a stream to have a happy ending.
Right? There you go.
It's nice to feel the catharsis.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So thank you so
Yeah.
much for joining me for the stream. Let me bring you all back on. I think we're all on stream here. Thank you for chatting with me. Even with all of our technical difficulties at the beginning of the stream, I'm really glad that we got to do this. And I haven't hung out with you guys since like that first time we met. So it's like this is nice.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so
Yeah,
much
it
for
was-
having us. This was very fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a great time.
We should do another meetup with all the audio
and-
drama people in this area.
Absolutely. Yeah. It was a lot of fun to do that last time, and everyone was just like very friendly. And there's a lot of great stuff coming out of both Toronto and Hamilton. Like it's really a hot spot for this kind of audio art.
Yeah, I actually on Monday I chatted with Alex Nursel from so she did Parkdale Haunt and Woodbine.
Mhm.
Yeah, so we got to chat about
Yeah.
like monster romances on Monday. But yeah, like I think it would be really
Nice.
cool if we just got everybody together for audio drama creators.
Well, this
Yeah,
sort of
we
thing that
did.
you're doing here is so wonderful. It's so nice to like feel like we're part of a scene, and it's so great for you to be like bringing people together to foster that. So thanks
Yeah.
for making us a part of it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I definitely want to like have you all on again and just have this excuse to chat because I feel like we creators can only chat when we're making something and we're like making content or just making.
Absolutely.
Talk
Oh.
shop.
But yeah, definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. And yeah, tell them about Wrong Station this month before we head out.
Yes, Wrong Station. We are in the middle of our October 31 episodes and 31 days blitz. This is the 10th season of Wrong Station. I think the show has never been better. We are so proud of all the material we're releasing this October. There's just a really wide variety of kinds of stories and voices and styles and aesthetics. I'm just so excited by the work that we're doing. I think that if you check it out, you don't like something, go to the next episode because there is so much diversity and there is going to be something in there that I think you'll love. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. And I just
Absolutely.
want to say Homeless Raccoon said, "I'm glad I saw the notification and could be here for this." Yeah, thank you for coming. It was awesome. And yeah, thank you everybody. And so Martina said, "I didn't know you before Hi Nai, but now I do because my king's Alexander Jacob, but this is so cool. Don't stop, you got this." Thank you. Really appreciate it. And yeah, thank you everybody. And we're gonna end the stream now. Have a good night. Enjoy the art,
right.
and support the horror podcast, and come listen to Hi Nai if you wanna give us a listen. All right, bye.
Thanks so much, guys. Good
Bye.
night.